Yeah.
How you doing? See a driver's license, please.
Yeah, okay.
Can you turn down your jams for me?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I was driving too fast.
yeah, you were.
Yeah, okay.
Man, there isn't a cop
Yeah.
between Casa Grande
Yeah.
and Coral Springs, Florida that wouldn't stop you for that.
Yes.
Holy cow.
That was an Easter egg for Coral Springs. Coral Springs Police Department, they're in southeastern Florida. I did a ride along with them after this, but they do a program called Traffic Thursdays. They have an aggressive traffic unit. They drive unmarked Durangos, and they just look for aggressive drivers within the city limits of Coral Springs. It's a great agency. There are two great dudes that are out there really hammering tickets and really keeping people safe and making sure that they're driving the speed limit. And this was a little tip of the hat to Coral Springs, because they were doing some good stuff on the East Coast.
You are 77 years old.
Yeah, right.
Woo. And you're wearing a cannabis hat?
Yeah.
You smoking? You still smoke weed?
No, I don't smoke weed. I just bought it.
He's old enough to know better.
All right. I was just wondering. I was wondering if you were, you know?
He's in my wheelhouse for where I write tickets. I go up. He's an old guy. Super nice, super respectful. We had a great conversation about he was speeding to go fishing. So like the whole world's like, oh, if you're a pretty girl, you're not going to get a ticket. That's not the way I work. If you're an old man and you're on your way fishing and you're speeding, there's a really good chance you're going to get a warning from me. This guy had all sorts of poles in the back of his car. He was driving from Maricopa to Casa Grande to go to a lake to go catfishing, and I could not write this guy a ticket. So he was going 70-something, and I cut him a break so that he could get on his way and go fishing that morning, and I felt good about it.
No, I don't.
See your driver's license, please.
It's in my house. I put in my wife.
It's in your house. Do you have a license, or is it suspended?
Yeah.
It's suspended, isn't it? Yeah. So I don't know why you're gonna call your wife. She's just gonna say, "Hey, man, your license is suspended."
My ID.
You rolled that stop sign.
Uh-huh.
Then your license plates are suspended. And you were driving in 2 lanes from the entire way from Pert all the way here. Can you give me that stolen street sign that's behind your seat?
Oh my God, forever ago from a friend.
This is property of the state.
Yes, I know. It's from Pasadena from like 10 years ago.
Oh, Casa Grande.
Like a long time ago. You can keep it if you want.
I don't want it.
You can keep it if you want.
It's definitely not yours, because it probably belongs to the city of Casa Grande. Like they buy these and they put them up so people know which streets they're on. Any idea why I might have stopped you today? Speeding. Yeah. Yep. So you're from California. Welcome to America.
I love California. Fishing in California is great. I mean, they've got great freshwater. They've got awesome saltwater. You've got Mexico right there. So many good things. Then there's things about California that are less good. So when I say, hey, welcome to America, to people that are coming here, I stand by that statement.
So, speed limit on this road is 50 miles an hour. It turns to 45 right up here. But back here it was 50. They got you at 67. So you know your license is expired.
Since October.
Yeah. So you shouldn't be driving, right? Hey, you have an hour. You know how funny it is? How many times I see women that are totally squared away, and then guys that are like you.
Not squared away.
It's why we pick good women, because they show us what we should do, like have a valid license. She's squared away. Nice, good job, good pick. Now you don't have a valid driver's license, and you didn't have current proof insurance with you. Not a big deal. All you have to do is show it to the court. They're going to throw that out. Get a valid license. If you guys could switch so that we can be legal when we leave here, I sure would appreciate it.
Stepping my boundaries. If I could take a picture with you.
No, man, I love pictures.
Look how tall that guy is.
Can you take a picture with me? Or with him?
You look very fall. You have a good fall look.
This is like a clearance sale of traffic stops. The very last stop, this one right here, was the very first stop of the new year. So it was between I-10 and Arizona City on Sunland Gin. Got the guy for speeding, and then all the other violations that we found. But it was my first stop of the year on video, and so that's why she was like, "Happy New Year!" I think it was like January 2nd. And so it was you hear me mention, oh, you're very fall. Well, it's the winter. It just doesn't look like it in Arizona because we don't have snow down here. Gotta hold up that ticket.
Great way to start the year.
Man, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you,
cool. I
man.
sure appreciate
Oh,
it.
thank
Ma'am,
you.
thank you so
You're
much for
a
being
guy,
so
man.
squared away. Thank you for doing all of the good things.
I tried.
If you could put him in line, I sure would appreciate it.
So we haven't even started this video, right? It's paused. And you could see just by the very first frame how terrible this traffic stop was. So I hit my lights on this person. They continue down the road. Then they pull to the left across lanes of traffic and they stop facing oncoming traffic. So I'm on the left side of the road with cars coming at us. And that's where he decides to come to a stop. So that's why I'm kind of flustered when I walk up, because I don't ever remember seeing anyone do that in all of the traffic stops, in all of the Fridays with Frank episodes, all 89 previous episodes. We've never had someone pull across the road head on into traffic and stop. So my initial contact, where I'm just flabbergasted by the level of stupidity I had observed, that's why.
Why are you parked blocking?
That's my bad. I was going to park right there.
Or there's the right curb where you could have stopped for like a quarter mile back there with a nice flat dirt curb, right?
Unbelievable.
But we didn't do that. But instead we're facing westbound traffic in eastbound traffic, right? So none of this is good, right? And you're not wearing your seatbelt, which you probably also need to do. So, because now this car's going to hit you head on, right? Because this is literally, I can't even sugarcoat this. This is the dumbest thing that I've seen in a long time and incredibly dangerous. Okay, so, and by the way, I stopped you for criminal speed, so you're also under arrest. So let's start with that. Pull in these people's driveway here. My original reason for stop was you're in excess of 80 miles an hour.
Oh.
Posted speed limit on Arizona farms is 50. So I don't know where I locked you in at, but I saw you at 81, 82, 83, 84. So somewhere in there is where I locked my radar at. And then whatever that was there, which was, I don't even have words for it. So yeah, registration paperwork, current proof of insurance, please. All right, if you happen to find your current insurance information, hang it out your window for me, okay?
Just like this one right here?
That's what it should look like. How old are you?
22.
At 22, you should probably know what your insurance card looks like. Yeah, it'll say insurance card.
Yeah, I know. It's because I don't even have a car.
Oh. Okay, that's...
Deep breaths.
So if you're born in 2000, you're like a Gen Z person, right?
Because I'm an old man, I was getting millennials and Gen Z mixed up. Sam, because he's astute, was like, hey, old man, you're screwing this up. So we've mentioned it here on this platform before, but on the official platform, this is the first time that I saw someone from Gen Z do something ridiculous and then address them with the proper generational statement. And it was probably like in the same day where Sam was like, hey, you're messing this up, that I had to call it the way that I saw it correctly. And it's not all Gen Z. Like I talked about it before. There's the hundreds and thousands of great Gen Z drivers, but I see a lot of terrible drivers of that generation, which I can only go based on my own personal experience and observations. This was a great example of that.
That answers all of my questions as to why everything's happened today. So first I saw you speeding. Then you failed to pull to the right curb because we ended up head on into traffic. Then I walked up, you weren't wearing your seatbelt, and then you don't have current proof of insurance. So just in exactly how it happened is exactly what's on here.
I've said before that I don't write spite tickets. I try to make the decision if I'm going to write a person a ticket before I get up to their window, so I'm not influenced by that person's lack of attitude or super crazy attitude. But when you pull over like this, in such a manner that it boggles the mind and is totally devoid of any common sense, your chances of me writing a ticket go up exponentially. And I don't know how else to say that, but I don't write a whole bunch of failure to pull to the right tickets. I mention it, and I try to educate a lot of people, but this was so terrible that he needed that ticket, along with the criminal speed, which was the original reason I stopped him. But that failure to pull to the right, he earned it, not a spite ticket, because it had nothing to do with my contact with him or how ridiculous that was. But it was simply the fact that he was just such a terrible driver.
Do you have a mandatory court date? See your driver's license, please.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry about what?
I was just passing the car.
Oh, the criminal amount of speed you were doing at 45 miles an hour over the speed limit?
Oh!
Your top speed was 95.
I was doing 60.
You just passed a whole bunch of cars, and I locked you. You're the only car that was coming at me at 95.
That's
so
crazy.
yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, wow, there's a minivan doing 95 miles an hour on Arizona farms. But then there you were. You are literally the fastest car I've seen all day today, and I've been on since 4 this morning.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to pass the cars. My bad.
Your citation is for exceeding the speed limit by more than 20 miles an hour. Obviously, 95 is more than 20 over from 50. So that's a criminal traffic citation. All that means that you got to go to the court and talk to the judge. I can't go on that side because I'd be right in the middle of the road. Can I see your driver's license, please? All right. Yeah, can you turn your video off there? Because it's really loud. Just there we go. All right, well, I'm Deputy Sloup. I work for the Pinal County Sheriff's Office Traffic Unit. Any idea why I might have stopped you?
No, but I just thought you were driving really fast.
Well, you know what the speed limit on this road is?
Probably 45.
It's 50 miles an hour, which means that I'm traveling at you at approximately 75 feet per second. So when I'm traveling at you at a high rate of speed, because that's what the posted speed limit is, and you pull out directly in front of me where I almost rear end you, that's not okay. Then you also have to wear your seatbelt. So the fact that it's buckled in behind you there, that's not how seatbelts work, especially not if you're going to be getting into a collision driving in that manner where you pull out in front of people. So, may I see your driver's license?
I have to get my purse.
Sure. Absolutely. Don't open the door, because you didn't pull off the road like I did. So literally, you're.
Let me pull over a little.
There we go. That's a good idea.
Yeah, she did. So all these stops occurred on Arizona farms. Arizona farms is posted as 50 miles an hour. It's one pretty much straight road between Hunt Highway and State Route 79. It's a road again. It's an in-between road. A lot of people travel it to and from work, especially that live in Santan Valley and work in Florence or vice versa. So this is very similar to MCG, where I'm stopping cars. I'm typically looking for 20 over. Unless you pull directly out in front of me and I almost rear end you, then we're going to have to talk about that. But the majority of my stops here are 20 over. All the speed-related stops were all in that range. So it's one of the roads that I give a little bit more leeway on, like MCG. But if I stop you on this road and you're going 70-something or 80-something, you're going to get a ticket.
Failing to yield from a stop sign means that you came to a stop, but then you pulled out in front of me and I almost hit you. And then lap and shoulder belts required is that you had your seatbelt buckled behind you instead of in front of you like it is now.
Pretty simple.